Okay, so how long were you actually in prison though? Like 2 weeks, or did you end up having to go back in after that, or were you just
Nah,
dealing with the court case and shit?
Okay, that was county. So that's just 2 weeks, and then it was back and forth to court. And then I didn't go to court I didn't go to court no more. And then I ended up getting locked up for a murder charge like 2 years later.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just, my life been just up and down, you feel me? But I'm still here, so it's like, I know I got a reason.
Did you start making music like soon before all this shit started happening, or when did the music become part of it?
The music in the middle of the rape and murder charge. Like, I was always around it, so it's like I'd go in my closet or be in the shower and just play with it, but I couldn't really get it. I couldn't grasp it. But I knew I could do it, but I ain't had the patience to grasp it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I always played with it, but I actually started taking it serious, like in that gap, like around, like right around the rape charge. Like I had two homies who know how to rap, and shout out to them two, Rico Cash and Landscript Chip. They was real good at rap. So I took them, I had the connections. So I just plugged them in with Block Entertainment.
Oh, okay.
And like, that's my uncle. So it's like he gave us a deal. And it just went from there. But he told me I had to start rapping to get my money. So that would make me just like start rapping in. Yeah.
So how long after that did you end up meeting Thug, or was he like the first established rapper that you ended up like really working with?
Yes, but me and Thug, like, we've been knowing each other since like 7 or 8.
Okay, so you're from similar neighborhoods and shit?
Yeah, we from like down in the same neighborhood. His neighborhood is like right behind mine.
Right.
So it's like we always knew each other. We always kicked it, played against each other in sports. Just
right.
like, so it's like before we jumped out of the porch, we always seen each other, and it was a respective tip on athlete, and we come from the same struggle. Then it's got to where he jumped out of the porch before me, but he'll be all in my hood, which that's the point of time where it ain't no gang banging. It's like, you can't come to our hood, we ain't going to your hood. But somehow he'll end up in the hood. Like, he got a pass. Like, he good.
Yeah, because like I feel like everybody growing up, you're watching different people and how they move and shit, and you're seeing somebody like Thug, like if he's the first person from your area or similar age to you that ends up being successful, that can completely change how you view what's possible. My co-host AD that I do a lot of this shit with, he's talking about how he was fully on the gang shit. He was all about protecting his area, etc. And then he became friends with a couple rappers. He starts going to clubs, studios, starts seeing like, oh, like this is what's possible. And it just completely opened his mind. Like, I'm not gonna just try to be sitting outside the crib all day.
Yeah, it just show you like, I don't have, it's on you if you want to be known, like, and that's how it was. Like, Thug was the first person, like, from my generation and our hood to just take off and don't look back. Like, it been a lot of people take off, but their career don't just be long stream. Like, Thug was that first person, and he opened my eyes.
He's an important inspiration in general too, though, because he's just like, he was just so uncompromising. Like, he was just so blatantly just doing his own weird ass thing. Like, he didn't give a fuck about trying to fit in and be like anybody else. Right. And he completely like changed the game by just being himself and being as strange as he is. Yeah. But he created, he's probably like the most, I always say, I think Thug's probably the most influential rapper of the last 10 years.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's crazy, a lot of people don't know, like, he been like that. Like, when everybody was wearing baggy jeans, like, he converted to skinny jeans. Like, this back then, middle school type stuff, like Vans, and he been like skateboarding, rock star, like he been converted. So it's like a lot of people didn't understand, but I always seen, because like we got so much in common. Like, our first love really is like fashion. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's I seen what he was doing. You feel me? And sometimes I take from him, or he'll take from me. It would balance each other out. You feel what I'm saying? But I definitely agree with you on he's the most influential. Last 10 years.
So was he somebody who was pushing you to make music as well? Is he somebody who was like, who believed in your talent?
It was the talent, but it wasn't really just like, we come from the same cloth. So it's like, bro, you need to rap, bro. You just had the deal and you messed it up. Now you got a better situation, you need to rap. So it's like, he damn near made me start rapping.
Right.
But it's like, I was leaning towards it, but it's like, when you so caught up in the street, it'd be like, Man, and you getting the rap won't pay. Like in the beginning, the rap won't pay what you getting paid in the streets, but it be that sacrifice.
It's like a long-term work to build something up. Yeah,
exactly. It be that long-term like sacrifice.
Definitely. And so, okay, but your original label situation didn't work out. The original deal you signed, or how did that go?
It just didn't work out. Like I just parted ways. I had signed to Sony RCA up on the Mark Pitt and Block Entertainment, but it just didn't work. Like it wasn't what I wanted, and it was a group. So it's like, you know how groups work, you feel me? Like, I still talk to all the guys, but it's still like egos and, you feel me? At the end of the day, my mind wasn't then, it was just on the rap one. So it's like, I'm the one who brought y'all to the table, and y'all are like, go big on me. So it's like, I'm through. You feel me? Then I had a murder charge. I was on bond on the murder charge. It was over my head. So it's like, I can't focus on rap. I probably finna go do a life sentence, or I'm probably finna be on the run for the rest of my life till they catch me.
It's like hard to focus on building this career when you're thinking like this career might not even happen.
Exactly. So it's like now that that's behind me, the feds, like now that everything behind me, like I'm just focused on rap. You feel me? For the first time ever in my life, I'm just focused on making good music, being an artist.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of the people that I talk to. Like, I have a lot of friends who are like very deeply invested in the YSL world. So it's like if there's anybody who comes around the Thug camp, they're paying attention. Like they knew about Gunna as soon as Gunna was hanging out. Like they fucking knew about Yak Gotti as soon as they heard you on a Thug tape. So like that was the impression I got from a lot of my friends. Like, oh, you got to interview this dude because he's like the next one out of that world.
Right. I appreciate that. No, I definitely appreciate it. It's an honor. And the same thing with me, like, I'm tuned in, like, it should be time we gonna be on tour, and I just be watching the interviews, because I know it could be potentially me doing this. You feel me? So I just pay attention to other people's interviews and know how to critique myself, like, and just know how to talk, know, you feel me, eye contact, or just know certain stuff, you feel me, and just, like my people in Atlanta, they're like, bro, you finna do no jumper, bro, that's big. Like, I'm like, yeah, bro, I appreciate it, but it's just, like, you can't just overreact. Like, you can't overthink it. It's just like, I'm at a point now where it's kind of normal.
That's fair.
Like, getting out, everything moving so fast. But you gotta understand, like, all my childhood friends, like, down there made it. The ones that rap. All of them done actually made it and went up. Got platinum and gold plaques. And so it's like, well, they can do it, I can do it.
It's funny when you say the thing about interviews and like thinking about what you would say one day once you got an interview and shit, because I feel like Thug is somebody who didn't do any interviews for a long ass time. And then in the past like year, he did one interview with me, and then I seen him go and do an hour with Big Boy. And I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, we're seeing like a much more social version of Thug, because I think Thug for a long time didn't want to talk to the press because he felt like they were going to misrepresent him.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was, because he's like, he's one of a kind. So it's like, y'all will take little stuff he ran with and just make it something else, or y'all will dig and just be asking him questions that he probably don't feel comfortable answering. So he probably want to let the music speak for itself, speak for him, and then now he done opened up.
That's one thing I noticed about him when I was interviewing him, is that he like actually can't hold back from just saying exactly how he feels. Because there was a couple little things that he said in that interview that I was thinking in my head, I'm like, bro, people are going to take this different than how you mean it. And then that is exactly what happened, is that like the blogs tried to say like, oh, he said this, he said that. Yeah. And it's like, I knew exactly what he was trying to say, but it was just so clear to me that he wasn't really thinking about shit as in how people were going to take it.
Yeah, he don't really care. He don't care. He don't care. I've been with him plenty of time. Like, he don't care. It's like, I get mad. Like, bro, what you mad for? Like, bro, he just tried you. Like, oh, man. Yeah.
It's crazy because I feel like for a lot of people, the first time they ever heard Yak Gotti was when you said, I'm Yak Gotti, I got bodies on bodies. Was that the first big song that you had out on an official Thug project?
Yes.
Dreams.
It's like back in the gap, like we did music together, but it never got released. But Dream was my rap moment, like to break in the industry. Like, that was my moment. And it's crazy because I asked him, like, bro, you finna put that on your tape? Because I actually didn't like the verse. You feel me? Like, and I said it like different. Like, I said, how you doing? I'm that guy that I got bodies on top of bodies. So he's so in tune with the music. Like, I'm thinking like, man, what he gonna think? Because he already would be it then. So I'm thinking like, what he gonna think? And he's just like, oh, that's hard, but you gotta see it like this. So that's how I I got bodies on bodies.
That's crazy that he has that attention to detail. Yeah.
He's so like, I ain't gonna lie, he's like, he a genius when it comes to that. You feel me? Like, he a genius. Like, he know the spacing, he know how to record himself, he know the tempo. Like, he just know how to put it or how to say it or what you going for.
You feel like you've learned like an incredible amount about music from just being in that environment and being around all like Gunna, Thug, all these people who like are, you know, they're not like classically trained with music at all, but they just clearly have such an understanding of melody and like what makes a dope song.
Right. Yeah. And like just being out, and it's like it gets to the point. I'm in there with Slime, Gunna, Future, Tip. Like I'm in there with, you feel me, the legends of Atlanta. So it's like, a lot of people be selfish and like, man, damn, I want to get on the song. But let me get on this. I just sit back and soak it up because it's like they work so fast, but it still be a good body of work. So I just sit back and soak it up. And sometimes I even pull my phone out and I start writing the verse. I know it's not going on this, but I'm just practicing. You feel me? I'm just like perfecting my craft.
Right.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Yak Gotti, and I'm with No Jumper. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Yak Gotti and Young Stoner Life Records. You did YSL for life. You know what I'm saying?